Hi guys, welcome to my channel Lush Foliage. I hope you guys are fine and are safe. So guys, today I'll be preparing some onion skin fertilizer. I'm sure you might have heard about this earlier or you might have also used this. I tend to use this on all my foliage plants, but I've never tried this on my flowering plants because a lot of people tend to say that if you use it on your flowering plants, then there are going to be a lot of flowers. So today let us experiment and see whether does it actually work or it doesn't. So all you have to do is just collect this onion skin. Now guys, even this onion skin is edible, but it doesn't taste quite good. It's very bitter. That is the reason why whenever we chop the onions, we tend to throw the skin away. But please don't throw the skin away because they have a lot of benefits. There are a lot of nutrients in this skin. Now all you have to do is collect these skin and put them in a jar of water. Either you can leave it for 24 hours overnight or you can keep it in for 2 to 3 days. Now the longer you keep, the more nutrients are going to be leached out from the skin and they will get mixed with the water. Gradually the water color will also change. It will turn slightly reddish in color. And all the onion skin in the bottle will look like it's faded because all of the nutrients, all of the tannins from the skin will get mixed with the water. Now guys, you need to understand one thing. You cannot use only this fertilizer as a complete nutrition for your plant because onion skin only contains potassium. It does not have a good ratio of N and P, which is nitrogen and phosphorus. So it's only rich in potassium. So if you want to give more nutrients to your plants, you'll also have to add some other kind of nutrients to your plants, but you cannot rely completely on onion peel fertilizer because this is only rich in potassium. So it's been 3 days since I soaked the onion skin in water. Here I have a mug which is filled with 1/4 of water, and this is how the onion skin fertilizer looks like. You can see all of the color is changed. It is reddish in color because all the tannins and the nutrients have been released into the water. So now it's time to use this. Now guys, whenever you're using it, I would always suggest is better to filter it before using it. Whatever is left over in the jar or in the filter net, you can put it into the compost bin. You do not need to throw it out. And the best thing about diluting this is it will reduce the strength of the fertilizer. And apart from that, if you have a lot of pots, this will increase the volume. So basically by mixing it with water, you will have a much larger volume of this fertilizer. Now you can see all of the peels have faded off. All the color has faded off, which means that all the tannins and nutrients are released in the water. So here we go. We have our potassium rich fertilizer for our plants. Now using this will increase their disease resistance. It will help them grow stronger. The stem will get stronger. Now guys, the onion skin fertilizer will also be rich in calcium, iron, magnesium and copper as well. The outer skins of onions also provides an excellent source of vitamin A, C, E and numerous other antioxidants. So as I said, I'll be experimenting this fertilizer on a flowering plant. I have my impatiens plant over here, and this is the one that I'm going to be trying and experimenting on. It doesn't have any blooms because I've not provided it with any fertilizers or nutrients. This one on the other hand was given a good amount of compost tea, so you can see the amount of blooms. And the other one, I have not given any compost tea or any fertilizers because I wanted to experiment and see whether the onion skin fertilizer will provide any kind of blooms. So here I have the plant. I will quickly go ahead and add this potassium rich fertilizer that is made out of only the onion skin. I haven't added any compost tea or I have not added any kind of other fertilizers. It has been sitting just like that because I was waiting to experiment and see if there are going to be any changes after I add the onion skin fertilizer. Now because this fertilizer was already diluted with water, so I don't have to be worried much. So I'm going to do a complete watering, that is until the water starts leaving the drain hole, so that the entire soil is completely drenched with the onion skin fertilizer. Now guys, after a couple of weeks, this is how my other impatient plant looks, and this is the one that had given the onion skin fertilizer. You can see the blooms are present, but it's not as much as the one on the other side, on the left hand side. You can see the one on the left hand side has more blooms because I had given given it compost tea, and it was doing quite well because compost tea has a lot of nutrients, and that's why you can see the amount of blooms. Because my compost tea, it has everything. It has nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, magnesium, calcium, everything possible. So that's the reason why the plant on the left hand side is doing much better rather than the one where I just used onion skin fertilizer, because that fertilizer only has potassium. It doesn't have any nitrogen, it doesn't have any phosphorus value. So probably that is the reason why this particular plant looks slightly weaker compared to the other one. Now guys, remember, it is very, very important that every plant that tends to grow needs the NPK, which is nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. So whenever you're using onion skin fertilizer, I would say use it probably once a month, but use it as an additional fertilizer. Don't rely completely on onion skin fertilizer. It won't work out really well. So guys, I hope that this video on onion skin fertilizer was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe and keep planting.